So, uh, so I guess we're live. Hi guys, welcome to the episode 3 of the Voice of Arm Wrestling. My name is Coach Ray, and I'm together with the Jedi himself, Janis Amolins.
Hello everyone.
So, as usual, we will cover some things about arm wrestling, some things that are happening in arm wrestling world. So I guess we're live. Hi guys, welcome to the episode. So that's some back noise. For today's episode, we're going to answer some questions that we got sent in via email. So email is in description under every video. You can find it there and send us questions. We'll answer some questions from Super Chat as well. But today's topic is upcoming World Championships in Turkey. So we will cover that in depth, looking at all the categories and give us our opinion who's basically who has the biggest chance of winning, some matchups we want to see. And we're going to analyze Andrey Pushkar, the pain train. Yeah, Andrey Pushkar. And again, we have many questions. We'll see how many we can get today. So first of all, let's start with a question from Tim Graham from Australia. He asked this to Janis, so I will let him answer this. I would like to hear Janis' thoughts on how has he developed his low hand top roll in strength in gym, not on table. What part of the hand he thinks he needs to be the strongest for this style. So Janis has specific style for yourself.
Yeah.
We have heard that Voivoda says that this
of purpose because that's a good movement or I wanted to mainly because my upper wrist were not so strong and
you cannot do raise.
Yeah, I still that's my weak point. I still not strong at this position. So and I felt that in this way with my physical parameters, with my hand, with my anthropometrics, with my strength, this is a very effective way how to fight against others. So what's the big difference between like high top roll or normal classic top roll as we understand against low hands? That in low hand you have to be really understand that if you are losing your grip you will lose. Difference with high top roll is when you pull, your opponent's fingers are here and you pulling more with back pressure and you focus more on your upper wrist. I focus more on my hand strength and I'm pulling here. So that's also, if we take this to the gym exercise, that's a thing you have to focus in the gym exercise as well. So you really have to think about strong wrist, strong finger strength to be able to pull your opponent, to be able to hold your opponent when he's going for top. I not always use only low hand top roll, but I think it's really effective against hook arm wrestlers who pull in the hook, especially those who drive forward with supination and those who try to curl in here. So I can use my drop wrist and go against him, not with the highest knuckle, but with a lower point. In a gym, there is a difference again if we think about back pressure and
yeah, because you use it different. You go to
yes.
your fingers, and classic you go to your arm.
Yes. So the difference, if most arm wrestlers who use classic top roll, they are pulling this point to them. I pull more with this point. So
more on wrist, less on the knuckle.
So same with exercise. When I do back pressure, I very often use a belt. Very often use a rubber, and I use.
You focus on a part where you're.
Yes, that's my angle. Again, if you think about hand control, it's really important to be able to hold small finger, lower fingers when you go low top roll. So again, if you train your fingers, you focus that with the different handles that you want to feel that your fingers are in the same position as in your arm wrestling style. About strength, very basic. Very basic. In a classic top roll, you more work with back pressure here. In a low hand top roll, you work more with your back. So that's a thing that you work as well with different handles. I'm working with pull-ups. I'm working here, so I try to pull my opponent closer to myself. But to do this, you have to you need to have really solid fingers and wrists.
Yeah.
If you don't have, that's it.
You're gonna open up yourself up. So for everyone who want to fight on this style, that's the most important thing. They should be focusing on developing good finger strength, static, dynamic, so they can hold the force that's going.
You have your hand, your fingers should be stronger than opponent's back pressure. Otherwise
there's no point. So I think that covers low hand.
It's not so easy to explain all exercise what I do.
But after this is over, just Google Janis Amolins. You will understand everything. He just Google the style and you will understand. Oh, this is what he's doing. So. He's focusing more on grip strength for this technique, because without it, it doesn't work.
But I want to repeat one more time that I didn't choose a style for a purpose. I just felt that it's working for me.
You started like everyone with class. But you understand that like you cannot hold so good against hook, and you feel stronger like this. There are no best techniques.
There are no best technique. It's your physical parameters. It's your strength parameters, and you have to find a way which works for you better. There is like best technique is champion's technique.
So whoever wins, that's the best technique. So we covered that question. Let's start talking about World Championship. So tomorrow in I don't know when.
We have starting lists here.
In 14 hours, I'm already leaving for Turkey. Jan is going to join me on Wednesday. And so let's start with women classes. Let's just really brief catch up with women classes, because even though they're really strong, everyone wants to know like what's happening in senior men classes. In middleweights and heavyweights, that's where most interesting fights are happening. But
in a World Championship, if you're talking about a level of arm wrestling, in a technical way, in a most maybe some bigger upsets, I believe middleweights, lightweights sometimes are more interesting than heavyweights.
They're more packed. The guys are on the same level. There are a lot of guys like you. He can win, but you will see that some classes there are
very high quality and a lot of talents inside.
And then everything can happen. So let's start with the right arm for senior woman 50 kilo class. Ezra Kiros from Turkey and Snezhana Babai. I think that's going to be.
That's a final.
That's a final. That's a final.
that's the final last year as well. I think.
Ezra is. She's very strong.
We will see probably as
I think it's home country. She will be prepared. So senior woman 55, Victoria Ilyushina from Ukraine, Bulgaria Dimitrina Petrova. I think of course there's Alina Volkova. There are a lot of top girls there, but again it's really these categories, they change, the champion changed. Like Ezra has been really dominant for the last few years, so you can easily put #1 tag on her. But at other classes, you will see.
Ilyushina is in a world level already for a decade or two. And Dimitrina from Bulgaria is a young girl, really good, pulling really good in a hook, and a student of Krasimir Kostadinov, and Russian girl Volkova. She has really long leverage, long wrist length, and then she's actually pulling a little bit low hand top roll, sometimes same as me. So it will be interesting. If Dimitrina from Bulgaria will get in a hook, she will beat everyone. If she will lose wrist, we will see. Maybe Lyushina, maybe Volkova, maybe some other.
There's gonna be.
That's more interesting.
There's 19 people, 19 girls already there, 19 women there.
Yeah.
So senior woman 60 kilos, Lucia from Slovakia.
Lucia. Lucia Debronova.
Yeah, that's definite
Slovakian
favorite.
arm wrestler.
Yeah, definite favorite there. But again, there's still some Victoria Carlson from Sweden. She's getting better.
I believe also Kazakhstan girl.
Yeah.
Would have to say something about this.
Yeah, we will see everything. But senior woman 65, Irina Gladkaya and Fia Racek, I think.
That's a very interesting class with Malin Kleinschmidt, with Fia Racek, with Gladkaya.
There's these all three of these can be
and of course Olga from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Olga.
She's very strong. So that's an interesting class. Fia was champion last year in 65 kilo class.
In 65 with right arm or left arm? Nah.
We will ask her.
We'll find out on table.
Yeah.
So where did we slip off?
It should be woman 70 kilo class.
Senior woman 70 kilo class. Gabriella.
I think there is no much questions about who will win. Yeah. Gabi from Brazil will destroy everyone. Maybe we will see some surprise from Kazakhstan girls, but I don't think so.
Like in every category, Kazakhs are like dark horses. Even if you never heard the name, if you're seeing it first time, the ladder they have to climb to be number one.
It's sometimes same as Russia, it's same as Kazakhstan.
Yeah, the big countries, they have a lot of people, a lot of good talent.
There's so much talent that even someone you don't know could be really strong. Yeah. But more possibly that Gabi will win.
Yeah. I think she's definitely favorite. Yeah. So senior woman 80 kilo. Irina Makeyeva. Yeah, I think
same
the final will be Makeyeva versus someone. We'll see, because I haven't seen her lose in so long. I don't think I ever seen her on Europe and Worlds.
No, she did. She lost once with left to Heidi Anderson. She lost against last year against Kazakhstan girl in a Worlds. Kazakhstan girl, yes, with left arm. Kazakhstan girl beat
Makeyeva.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I
and girl from Kazakhstan didn't compete after that with right hand.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. Now I know.
Yes. So
we will see.
We will see.
So senior woman 80 plus. So the biggest of the ladies, Egle and Antonina Lisanskaya.
Yeah.
So
it's
Egle from Lithuania, definite favorite for years. Yeah. If she wants to win, she will win. Yeah. With both arms, no doubt in that. And final.
Egle won her first world championship in 2001. So it's 17 years ago. She was first time world champion in. She was 50 in that time,
Yeah.
So
incredible talent.
She is dominant in world of arm wrestling in women's category. She's crazy strength.
So with the left arm, I think basically the same things that we just said.
Those are favorite, maybe
because
maybe with someone
with left arm again, it's close to that. People, mostly the top girls, are good with both arms, and sometimes they change, but again, they're mostly favorite.
Yeah.
In men's categories, it can be.
Yeah. One off topic a little bit about from Worlds about women's and men categories. I sometimes have a lot of questions about if we compare best women against best men. What do you think? Like, can 55 kilo, 50 kilo best men can fight against heavyweights women, super heavyweights, like world champion?
Best world champion.
Yeah. Like
I might get killed, but I think yeah.
If we watch weightlifting, for example.
Yeah, the difference is smaller.
Yeah, it's maybe just like a 30% difference with strength, and then best heavyweight weightlifters are doing in a clean and jerk, in a snatch, they're doing bigger weights than small classes men's.
Yeah.
In a sprint, 100-meter sprints, its difference is about 10%, even less.
Here, I think it's much bigger.
It's much bigger because of high quality of men's classes, or
genetics.
What's the difference? Genetics.
Again, the gender,
bones,
bones and
muscles,
the density,
tendons.
muscles, testosterone, everything.
But still, if
there are women who can beat a lot of guys. We know that. But when you put world champion, it's different.
Yeah, but if we would put Gabi, Egle, and Makeyeva in a 55 kilo class,
they might do some damage. They might do some. We would see definitely. But again, it's different. When for women the level 2, some like Egle is so high, and other girls in the same classes, you know. Yeah. Her level is so high, we know her pretty well. It's basically neighbor country for us. So
men's classes.
Before we go to men's classes, let's get some questions out of the way.
Okay.
So I like this one. Prime Svetan Gashevsky versus Janis. Who wins? Svetan Gashevsky, the legend of Bulgarian arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Have you?
We have met on a table as well.
How many years ago?
First time.
Okay, let's get to the first time. Yeah.
First time probably 2004 in Zloty Tour, I think, or 2003 in a European Championship. Yeah. I lost both of times in straps. I felt that I was close or even a little bit able to open up his wrist, but
there wasn't. The pad was too low. You needed a lower pad.
I could stop him, slow him down, and then I was able to work on his wrist. And but of course, that time Svetan was really strong. I won against Svetan 2005 in Europeans, but that was on false, and I sent Svetan to B-side.
Yeah.
After that, he came back and then won final against Arsen Liliev and became a European champion. 2005 in European. So formally I won, but it was on false, so it didn't count. And in a real fight,
Prime Janis versus
2012 Volts, I won against Svetan in the straps.
Yeah.
But I have to be honored, and Svetan is one of my all-time favorite lightweight arm wrestlers, and not even lightweight, but all-class arm wrestlers. And he was in a top for so long time. Those who don't know or don't remember, look for some results for previous years. He was dominant for more than 10 years in European classes, and then
he was in Moldova. You saw he had some wars there.
He's 50 years old now, or close to that.
But still, he had some really good wars, and he will be in senior man class as well. Yeah. So I think with right arm.
Yeah, he will pull in World Championship again.
And he brings a lot of trouble for someone who doesn't know basically what's going to happen. And he's one of the very dominant arm wrestlers of all time, I think.
Yeah,
especially for the lightweight middleweight.
For a 75 kilo class, I think his side pressure in his prime was really good, and I don't know who has the same strength in side pressure. Maybe not so solid wrist, maybe not so incredible back pressure.
Yeah, but
pure overall strength, pure side strength. In his prime, Gashevsky was incredible. So to say some predictions.
Yeah. You had the matches that you had. It's like who was better in his prime? We never know. It's like the same thing in boxing. Who would win, Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
No one really knows. Who cares? You know?
Yeah.
Just enjoy what they have
if I think I could in my prime open his wrist, yes, I think I could. If that would be enough, I don't know. He could still beat like he beat Arsenaliev in 2005 with dead wrist, just crazy side pressure together with good back control. Yeah.
So those are one of the matchups that we will not know for now. So let's get into the men's classes. Yeah. So for 55 kilo class. I will say honestly, I don't know a lot of these guys. I know from Turkey, Said Erkam. He got 4 medals in European Championship. He's very good puller. I follow him on Instagram. I see he's training. He's training under Terzi. So you know that's one of the most dominant guys. And again, Georgian guys and Kazakh guys.
Yeah, maybe Russian.
Problem. Maybe Russian guys. But of course, these are the big nations. You can. It's rarely they don't have like top guys there. Rarely, you know. So sometimes happens like they're not so good, but mostly those are the top guys. So for 60 kilo class, again, I would say the same thing. Georgians,
I would
Russians,
go for Georgia. I would go for Georgia. Imeda,
yeah, yeah. But we're talking about left arm right now. So left arm. So for 65, again, Gabrava from Georgia and Nurdaulet. I think definite favorite is Nurdaulet from Kazakhstan. He was very good last year. I think he won World Championship. And that's very, very strong. The more interesting it gets, you know, it's always. So 70 kilo left arm. So 70 kilo left arm. We thought we had some technical difficulties, but all is fine. So there are a lot of good talent here. Just Klaidas Marchukaitis, Valiko Ichki from Georgia,
Mindaugas, Talgat Akhtayev,
Talgat, Daniel, Oleg Cherkasov, Artur Makeyev, Engin Terzi.
My favorite Engin Terzi.
My favorite Raimonds Liepins. So
I would love to see Engin to win again World Championship and in his home country.
Yeah,
that would be great.
But it's really like again high level of guys together in one pack.
Yeah. Those who don't know, Engin won his first World Championship in 1994.
1994. So
yeah, so it's 24 years ago. And he's still one of favorites in this class. Like fresh against everyone.
Yeah.
Question is
he have a chance against everyone again.
Yeah. Question how long he can keep this strength and will be it enough till last rounds or even final.
So. In my opinion, there are at least from 23 guys that are registered, are at least 10 guys that can hold up for number 3 spot, top 3.
Yeah,
10 guys. So I think it's one of the most packed. It's always one of the biggest classes we have, the strongest classes and close together. And
usually in such tournaments as World Championship classes. Plus minus about middleweights, like starting from 70 kilos till 90 kilos.
That's the basically always the weight there. The most people are in this weight class.
It's natural weight class,
Yeah, it's kind of average from 70 to 90.
It's not only arm wrestling. It's same in wrestling, same in
all the sports.
In weightlifting, you will see the same.
The closest guys can catch up. Because when you go super heavyweight, there are some freaks and there are some different things. And when you go again to lower weight classes, again there's genetics involved.
Of course, some really strong athletes, but this overall quality of class usually in somewhere in middle is the highest. So also more interesting.
I completely agree with that. So let's get to the. What's your favorite class?
75. I don't know why.
So. 75 kilo class, Valentin Gospodinov from Bulgaria, Betkil Ioniani, left arm favorite in my opinion.
Yeah. he won last year. He won Europeans. He won Europeans before.
Yeah.
He's reigning world champion.
His hook.
Only question: Can someone put something against him?
Very good athlete, very strong.
He was in final with him in Europeans.
Yeah, in I think in both classes, in
even
juniors
right.
and senior men.
And he was in final with right hand as well against Samushia.
So also we have Mezhgan Shamiev from Kazakhstan. You know this athlete. He's the guy that Mezhgan beat Oleg in Zloty Tour.
Yeah, Mezhgan beat once Oleg in Zloty Tour. 2 years ago, in a qualification rounds, he was able to really explosive start and get inside, and he beat Oleg.
Hook and tricep press that he's doing.
Of course, it was surprise for Oleg, but still.
So there are again a lot of different guys, but I think those are the biggest names there. Those are the guys that are going to be close to the top 3. So, but Kili, Zerekashvili, Shamiev. So, in my opinion, that's going to happen. So we have 2 Latvians there as well, Kaspars and Marats.
Yeah.
And they will be again in top 3 with them.
I think if they will get place in top 6,
top 8,
that would be a really good start
for this.
Yeah.
So 80 kilo class. My absolute favorite is Ladislas Krasovskis. I think yours too.
Yeah, so, this year's European champion, left and right arm. So he definitely has a chance to repeat.
Yeah, repeat the success of European Championship. But again, he has Alijan Muratov, that was last year champion.
Yeah.
Hamza Zimpak, he was in, but I think it was with right arm.
He won right hand in his Zloty in 78 kilo class. He won a right arm. Yeah.
Astama Surtayev, the champion year before.
Last year's champion from Bulgaria.
Yeah, Bozhidar Simenov.
Yeah, last year's.
Yeah. And Viorel Dobrin. So this is very packed class, very high quality armresters there, and there are a lot of different guys that we will not talk about because we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
So left arm 85 kilo, Oleg Zhok already won.
Yeah.
It's done. He got the medal. He went home. So there's no. We can talk about who will be second. Yeah, because there's Plamen and Tautiev, and those are in my opinion, those guys will be second, third, maybe for.
Let's fight only for second place.
Second place. Yeah. There's Zhok is too much for everyone. So 90 kilo class. So I don't know if you can see, but I have put down all the top guys here, so it's close to all of this class is super high level.
It's very interesting class, and
Natskaniana is back in 90 kilo class. He was competing. I remember
Vladimir Natskanian. Yeah. I pulled against Vladimir in 2012 with his left arm in finals in Brazil.
Yes.
And that time he was 75 kilos, so he's 15 kilos up.
And I think that year he was in. Or the year before in Zloty Tour in 70 kilo against Oleg in 70, and now he's pulling 90. I remember about a year or 2 years ago he was in 85 kilo class. He was pulling against Einars, that's why I remember that he was there.
Yeah.
But again, there will be Sasha Andreev. I want to see what's happening with Sasha. He had one of his worst tournaments in Moldova. And we will see how Worlds comes because there will be Yevgeny Prudnik.
It's Prudnik, it's Sasho, it's Vajos from Sweden last year finalist.
Second place.
Yeah, last year Vajos beat Prudnik. So
this year European.
This year European. Yes, this year European.
Yeah, he beat Prudnik, and he was in finals against Sasho. So I think 90 again, full of surprises, and we might see everything happen.
Yeah.
I remember each year. I think this is the most closest class, the highest level class we have, 90 kilos.
It's still Maxim Chersky.
Yeah, who was?
It's Genternadze in 90 kilo. Maxim Chersky.
Artem Taino in the Flash.
Artem Maxim Chersky in Europeans. Did Maxim Chersky beat Sasho in qualification?
He beat Sasho in qualification. Right, he got in finals and.
Yeah, then Sasha came back.
Yeah, he came back and he won in the end, but it's really packed class. So 100 kilo left arm. Georgy Zeranov, Alan Makiev, Georgi Oniani, Artem Grushin, last year's champion with right arm, I think, in 110. Grushin. Yes.
Yes. Because Vitaly didn't give up.
He gave up.
Yeah.
So, but he beat everyone else except Liepins.
Yeah.
So 100 kilo class, interesting class again. Kazakhs, Kidrigali Ongabayev, one of my favorite arm wrestlers. He's the speed, the strength, everything is there. All the techniques that you need. So he's very fun to watch.
It should be one of Kazakhstan arm wrestlers in final, or Geranov or Ongarbayev. One of them, I believe, will be in final.
It's really interesting that Geranov went down. So because he was in 110.
No.
Geranov, not 2016.
He was in final with Vitaly Liepins, but Vitaly Liepins was 100 kilo class that year. And they pulled it in 100 kilo final, and Geranov won against Vitaly Liepins. And also the same year, Geranov pulled in Zloty Tour, and he pulled in 95 class even. So, he's not naturally 110 kilo class. He's 100 or even could go less. Yeah. So Geranov was world champion in 100 kilo class when he beat Vitaly Liepins in final.
Okay, so my mistake, because I thought he was in 110. Yeah. So 110 kilo class. The biggest favorite isn't there. One of the biggest favorites is Krasimir. Krasimir is not competing because they have some technical difficulties with their federation.
Yeah, you should ask himself. But he was also just 95 kilos in Moldova,
and he was with right arm.
Yeah.
Beast. Just beast.
Left as well. He did he gets third place in open class with left.
With left?
With left.
Oh yeah. I missed that. I saw that he beat everyone 95 with right. Yeah. So
left.
It's kind of disappointing that he's not there, because I want to see that. But from Georgia, there's Georgi Rostomashvili. You remember him?
Yeah.
That guy just pulls.
He can arm wrestle in every position. He
with
don't care too much
care,
about wrist, about rotation. He can just go side. Really talented arm wrestler, and after a few years, we could see some. If he's growing like this,
and not getting injured with his style of pulling.
So he has similar genetics as Levan, so he could soon be another Levan from Georgia. We'll see.
So there is Lubomir Milano from Bulgaria. He won Europeans in 110 with the right arm. So with left arm, it's I think Vitaly Liepins is the favorite there. But also there's Alexander Vitalo.
Yeah.
So again, Kazakhs, and I think Liepins will be.
And there is Ferit Osmanli or Farid Osmanov from Turkey, previously from Uzbekistan.
Yeah. And we have Sanders Sheds also.
Okay, Farid maybe is 110 plus or 110? 110 plus maybe.
Ferit Osmanli, 110 plus. Yeah. So but we have our guy too. Sanders will be there. Making again return to the
world of stage of arm wrestling
since 2014.
Yeah.
He had some. He couldn't get the chance to compete, but he's one of the best heavyweights we have, together with Norman. So we'll see. We're hoping for the best. So 110 plus 11 is the favorite there, but there's. I saw Ivan Matushenko is 110 plus, so that's gonna be interesting. His hook, but he didn't show as good performance last few years.
We haven't seen from him a lot last few years.
Yeah. So, but in 110 plus, we will see is he needs to get on team, so he must be strong. I'm hoping he's strong. I'm hoping we're gonna see some.
Revas Lutidze again as well from Georgia. Yeah, and maybe Ryan Hespe as well could show something
from Canada
with left arm. But
Revas Lutidze, he was really good.
Yeah, but most likely 11 will take
with both arms.
Yeah.
There's So That's about left arm. Let's get some
questions.
Let's get some questions, and then we'll get through right arm.
It's more or like, I think right arm are the same already.
There's some minor changes.
Just maybe a few matches, so not everything.
So let's get this. Why is Janis not in WL this year?
Well, they didn't invite me. Yeah. So, but I still support them and wear the T-shirt. So
yeah, it's I wanted to see, because you have good matches. Always watching Janis pool has been one of my favorite things ever, because it's always fun watching him pool in super matches. I remember the super match where we were in Germany against Craig Sanders.
Yeah.
That you won 6-0 against him, but the matchup was really good. It was really interesting. And
I had two matches. I pulled against Craig Sanders, and other was against Glenn Bergsten, left hand. I won as well 5-1.
5-1 or 4-2, something like that.
5-1 or
let's say 5-1.
Yeah, better. It sounds better. Yeah. Oh, it was 5-1.
So we will see. Maybe for next year. As you said, you don't know what Wall is doing. They're doing basically some UFC stuff, and if they want to bring you back, they're gonna bring you back, because Janis is still undefeated champion with right arm. They kind of did the championship, but no one beat the champ.
I won 3 years. I won 2014, 15, and 17. So
yeah.
Probably that's enough for them. They don't want to see me anymore. I hope it's not true.
They have enough footage of you pulling. They want to see some other.
In beginning of year, I was some trouble with arms, and I felt some injuries, and actually I didn't want to pull.
Even if they invited you, you wanted to just heal up a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, really interesting question. Basically. Where did I love this question? What are your biggest advices when starting arm wrestling club? So this I think is interesting, because the audience I'm getting is a lot of people. They found channels about arm wrestling, my channel, and they write that they have no one to train with, and they have no club and nothing, and what should I do? Just make your own, start your own club. Find people who wants to arm wrestle with you. Only thing you need is table. After that, you can improvise and do other things, but just getting guys together once a week and pulling on table.
Yeah, I believe that in arm wrestling, a strong team is
community
really important. It's really important.
It's a good push if you find the people that basically want to succeed, and it doesn't matter if you basically go to, let's say your country doesn't have arm wrestling, like we have neighbors from Estonia. Their arm wrestling is still developing. They're coming all the time to Latvia to compete, to grow their level. They go into other countries as well. Basically, it doesn't matter if they get their asses kicked. They learn. This is how you grow. So for everyone, just I don't know, just make a post on Facebook saying, I will arm wrestle. Does anyone wants to learn arm wrestling? And maybe you will get 1-2 people, but at the end, this is how teams are growing.
Arm wrestling is individual sport, but without a good team,
you need that support. You need that good table time.
Yeah, good sparring, good partners on tables, smart sparring partners. That helps a lot.
So before everyone thinking like when, let's say you want to do powerlifting club, then you need powerlifting equipment. All you need is table. If you don't have professional table, just make it by yourself, improvise, and then everything else you will develop slowly. So I think that's the most important part. Find like-minded people and that will like arm wrestling as you, and then you will basically grow into it.
And be patient.
Yeah, and be patient. Arm wrestling isn't sprint, it's marathon. Yeah. So we getting through these questions really fast, so we'll get another one before we go to the right arm classes. So do you think, and the question was, do you think someone can win world title in arm wrestling without steroids?
Yes, I do.
Of course. It's 100%. We are, I think I have the fortune meeting you, and I have never in my mind thinking about taking steroids or doing some basically cheating. Let's say how it is, it's cheating.
Yeah.
But the way these guys are asking questions is like, can you beat Ciplenko without steroids? This is always the question. It's not like world champion, because they don't know what world championship is. They're thinking that every time someone pulls in competitions, no, the next week will be world championship, and you will see a lot of guys winning without taking steroids. There always, of course, people are getting busted, and sometimes you can see it from space, but you can do it. Everyone can do it. We know that we can do it. And the problem with the people who are saying like you cannot do things without steroids is that because they never have done it, or they have never seen anyone do it without them.
Yeah,
I think that's the problem.
There are different people, different genetics, different abilities. The worst is always to compare to yourself. You think you are training hard.
You don't know what the other guys do. But of course, sometimes you can see it, but it's like Vladislav's. You just look at his hands, he's thinking like, oh, he's doing something. He's doing doping tests all the time. I would kill him. Janis would kill him.
If I didn't know him, I would say he's 100% user. But
something. But we know we work together. We have strong community against this. Yeah, so we have the fortune of the people like you who influence not doing this stuff, so it spreads. And the problem is when guys are saying like there's no other way to do it. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's if you want to compete, when you're using, just go to competition that are not tested. Because if you're competing and at least one guy there is clean, that's cheating, in my opinion. That's 100% cheating. It is.
It's doping always a sensitive question, but I believe we should talk more about that, and we should really not glorify athletes who have been catched before and who have
or you can see it by
banned for a doping test.
Yeah, we should do more doping tests. That's another thing that I think we should be doing more. Just making sport clean would make a big difference, because sometimes these athletes that like you said, someone is training really hard and he believes that he's training really hard, he steps on table with someone who uses, and it's like day and night, you know, and they get torn apart and their world break, and you know, but we're hoping that there are going to be more tests in future.
It should be. It should be, and not only in World Championship and the European Championship.
Yeah,
it would be great to see doping test in WL, in Zloty Tour, in all big competitions, in national championships. That would be great. That because doping control could show up anytime, any place, and like come and welcome to the doping control. That would be great. Like,
but we have this in Latvia. We had like really small competition, 40 people competing, and doping control comes.
It could come anytime and say,
it
let's
doesn't
go.
matter.
Yeah.
And I think the system that we're using now in Worlds should have a lot of work on it, and we will see. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping to make this sport cleaner. It would be nicer, I think. Yeah.
If we're talking about World Championship and then other competitions like Zloty Tour and others, I sometimes don't like too much that some persons, some organizations have started to divide so-called professional arm wrestling and World Championship for amateurs.
Yeah.
So this difference between those called professionals, like in a Zloty Tour, it's only they don't do doping test.
Yeah, they don't do doping
test. I'm not saying they're using. No,
because again, I really think that the super champion of the world, overall champion, can be Oleg Zhok without using anything. That's my 100% belief. But when anyone asks, can you become world champion without doing anything? Of course. But you need hard work, you need dedication, patience, and genetics. All these and maybe more things combined, that's the way of the champion. So let's get to the right arm predictions.
Some of most interesting classes.
So for again 70 kilo class, we'll skip right through to the 55, 60, 65 because the same guys that we said with left arm.
Yeah, 70 kilo class. I want to see Daniel from Moldova against Engin, and again maybe Cherkasov, maybe Tarasaitis.
Yeah.
Like Tarasaitis won in Moldova, left arm.
Yeah.
Left arm.
Left arm.
Yeah. Daniel won right arm.
No, I think he won. He won right arm. He won right arm. The first, yeah, he won right arm, and he lost with left arm. And Daniel with Cherkasov was in finals with left arm. They started with right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
maybe
it's
the other way around, but I think because they started.
I believe Tarasaitis won left arm, but that's you were there, you were closer.
I'm right now thinking because they did it opposite. Usually competition is left arm and then right arm. They did right arm and then left arm.
Okay,
right arm. He was in finals and he was he won undefeated.
Tarasaitis against Engin.
Interesting matchup. We saw this in Zloty tour. Engin was, oh my god, Engin was so much power on table. But I think Tarasaitis might have learned something from that matchup, and he might bring some other things to the table. But again, we don't know how strong.
Fresh, I will go with Engin. Just because of those styles.
Yeah, because Tarasaitis likes a little bit slower fights. Engin likes to flash you.
Not only flash, Tarasaitis is attacking opponent's wrist and hand.
Yeah.
He really attacks opponent's wrist and hand.
Yeah.
And Engin Terzi has one of the most dominant hands in a lightweight and middleweight arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Really incredible hand control, rotation. So I don't see really a way from Tarasaitis to open that wrist. Maybe I'm wrong, we will see that. If fresh, I would go for Engin.
Again, but we will see on tape, we never know.
It's just predictions. And
we never know what the form was because Engin didn't compete in European Championships.
Yes.
So if he would competed there, then we might have some insight. We know where he is at because he competed last time on Zloty Tour. That was 11 months ago. So,
80 kilo class, Vladislav Krasovskis against last year's Zloty Tour winner from Turkey.
I will find it. Yes, Hamza Zimpak.
Hamza
Zimpak, yeah.
Vladislav is this year's European champion. Hamza Zimpak last year's Zloty Tour 78 kilos champion.
Yeah.
And they didn't meet in a Zloty as well. He beat everyone inside.
Yeah, he beat Shamiev.
He beat Shamiev. Did he meet Samushiev?
Vladislav beat Samushiev.
Yes.
And he got in. Yeah. Yes. That's what happened. Also, Vadim Akperov, Bozhidar, your friend Svetan Gashevsky.
And Vadim Akperov, second place in Europeans.
Yeah. There are 37 people with right arm. 37 people. I think biggest class of competition with right arm. And with left arm, just for the comparison, there was 27 people. So it's plus 10 people. Crazy.
Yeah.
So 85 kilo class.
85 kilo right hand class is one of classes I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
I want to see Hajim Radzaluyev against Kochak from Turkey.
I think all the tables will stop. There will be dead silence until Turkey team starts to shout for
Kochak. Demolished everyone last year.
Yeah, he just went through everyone and he didn't meet with Zaluyev, which was good because Zaluyev didn't look like Zaluyev, but Zaluyev looked very good on Europeans. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Who will win? What's your predictions? Who will win?
I think Kochak.
I will go with Kazimurad because of
seniority.
Seniority,
more experience.
Felt more sympathy, but no. if Hadji is in a good shape,
there will be a match. There will be a good match. Yeah.
In a position he can stop. Of course, Kocak don't need too much hand, don't need too much rotation.
He just needs side. Yeah, he
just crazy side pressure. But if Hadji Murad can stop him more or less good position, I believe he can walk through this and find a point to beat him.
The way the last year he beat everyone, it was like this. He just went to side press, and if someone open up his arm like this, next time he just hold it tight.
A little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit more. So the first he was like this, so some elbow fall. He was like, okay. And now, it looked super easy with him. It was crazy.
When we talked with Engin Terzi, he said before fights, before class. They were talking with Kocak, and Engin Terzi was helping Kocak to prepare for the last year's World Championship, and the plan was just to go with everyone's side, and then if you feel that it's not enough, go a little bit supinate and go in hook.
And he did the same.
He didn't even need to do this. He just go
in the
side.
Final match he did just a little bit more supination, but all he needed was side. So
it was overpower last year.
I think that matchup will be the matchup we'll wait. I'm waiting for it since I think Europeans 2000 last year Europeans when they had this good matchup. They had one good hook matchup last year. Am I wrong? Or the year before?
Year before they had some match.
But they had good qualification match, and then there was some stupid way that Kocak lost. He was going for straps and he did like this, and they gave win to the other guy. I think that's what happened, and I think that's gonna be the most interesting class for 90, 100, 110, 110 plus, the same guys that we talked about. There's no point of saying like 11 will be the favorite 110 plus. Vitaly, but again, Vitaly lost
in Europeans against young Bulgarian.
Yeah, against Mitko Petrov, I think. Mitko Petrov. No, the other guy. Yeah, sure. Lubomir. Yes.
Against.
Where is it?
110 kilo class.
We have so much. It's like so many people are competing.
That's why World Armwrestling Championship is so interesting. For me as an athlete and also as a fan of arm wrestling, this is really a celebration of arm wrestling. Same as Zloty, same as well. It's really it's a biggest party in arm wrestling in world you can get. So those who haven't been in World Armwrestling Championship,
they don't know what when they're saying this competition was that's completely different level. And I have seen bigger classes than this year, but I'm really hoping that the championship will be something different, because it's coming up in Turkey, Antalya, good weather, 5-star hotel, sea right there. So I am really excited. I'm counting hours till I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I will leave in 12 hours.
Yeah, probably we will do next episode from World Championship from Turkey.
So we have to weigh in.
We will see what's the possibilities with Wi-Fi, with internet connection. Yeah. If there will be fine internet, we can do some.
We can do it, because if sometimes we'll get shitty internet because there are 1,000 people staying in hotel and everyone's using internet, but we will see how basically it goes. I want to get one last question. So, what got you both into arm wrestling and what made you stay? So,
who did arm wrestling that time and tried and actually did quite good, and I felt interest of that before as well. I always enjoyed to arm wrestling school with my friends, with my schoolmates. So, and then somehow I felt that I also can achieve something in that sport. So, what's made you stay? I love arm wrestling.
Yeah. It is, yeah. That's So sorry, I had to get back.
Yeah. What about you?
So for me, it was again the same gym we're in right now. This is the school what I've finished. This is the first time I got on arm wrestling table. I met with Rudolf Zierls. He was together with me in school, and he showed me things. And basically, started going to competition. My left was always pretty good, so this is how it started. But basically, I remember we had big competition in summer. I think it was 2011, something 2012. And you called me after that and asked me if I want to go to Sweden to compete in Flen. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is where it all started. This is where my interest, because I started to go in the Latvian Academy of Sports Science. I started as powerlifting, but I changed it to arm wrestling because community was much better, people were better, and it was just much better everything there. So Pushkar. Next time we're gonna do Pushkar. So yeah. So thanks everyone who was watching live. So see you all in World Championship.
Yeah. Good night. Take care.
Stay strong. I love arm wrestling.